decides who the likely voters actually are. If you are actually bringing out people, educating them from the jump go, as it were, and bringing them along, now you're going to have more voters. And I believe that the people that you educate can help give you
7 p.m.
that energy. The infrastructure, I think we need to.
Marvin, here is your reminder. It's time to start the Peasy Show.
Whoo-wee! Let's go, baby.
Play video button.
Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Oh, let's go. Hey.
Recent button. Window navigation.
Come on. Okay. Yeah. You know what time it is? Hey, I had to get it done. Hey, you done. You're done. You're done. Your boy is done. Hey. Hey, I got the, what's the song? Awesome. Look at it. East Coast time, yup. Right, choose, enjoy the ride. Choose, like Motivation Monday, all about your life. Take easy climb. Wednesday where we can ride. Let's get it like go. Hey. And Peasy's open like to be.
Pause video button. Window lighting. Tap to activate.
But I'm on site today. And you can stay. 30 minutes on the screen, yeah. You can be a part of me and the peace team. Peace. Let's run and see, let's go. You can be a part of me and the peace team. I call my PT peace. I'm the run and see, let's go. Hey, talk about it. You see your boy with it. We on it today. Talk about it Tuesday. So what do you got to say? You know what it is. We got the question up for you. And today, man, I'm going to just tell you right now, we're a little bit delayed. I'm going to get these things going while we flowing. JTH, what's happening? What's happening? Y'all just give me a brief, man. I'm going to share this out, and you do me the same. Do me a solid. Share this live out to all them folks that comment. Let them know what's rummaging. We looking for what is your biggest inspiration this week for today's question of the day, Topic Tuesday. We always do a topic of the day where we talk about things that inspired us this year. Thus far, we were in the year 2023, and we have reached the 11th month of the year, and we're finalizing that month to be closing in on now the final month of the year. We have approximately today, as of today, 2 days remaining until we reach this pinnacle moment where we are acquiring to think about our new year and its arrival that will be premiering in the days following after this month has made its daily departure. So honestly and truthfully, I think today would be the perfect time to bring into commentary a conversation of this sort of stature. Like maybe we could get a discussion that you guys are familiar, you know what I mean, with, or have taken time to analyze. I don't know if you take time to observe the accomplishments that you have achieved in this year. I mean, taking a mental note. Just saying, like, because I mean, I know myself, I've done, a lot of mental confirmation just to, keep idealistically the idea of like just registering all different things that I'm very much have been a part of. They have been some things that have, gravitated a lot of people towards me in a way somehow. And not only that, but it has also given us just like this overall sense of the ability to, you know, see our potential as it expands and finds its destination to growth. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming to you guys today, and we're live with Facebook users, YouTube users, Twitch users. So I just want you guys to see, like, we in here. You know what I mean? Mandy X. What's good? What's good? You know what it is. Talk About It Tuesday. So this year, like I said, we're coming to the closing of the year. And the Talk About It Tuesday topic of the day is as follows. Like, what has been your biggest inspiration this year? Like, the biggest thing that has inspired you this year to keep, you know, doing what you do best and making that ultimate goal to, like, pushing forward. Like, yeah, like, because I know myself, you know what I mean? Me personally, when it comes to me, in my opinion, like I've kind of like gotten to a point in these last year that it has been more of my awakening year. You know what I'm saying? For me, like I think a lot of things have come full circle for me where like people are just starting to realize like, you know what I mean? Peasy ain't about all that crazy shit. Or Peasy's really about, you know, doing this and trying to do this the right way and try to make sure everybody knows. Not only that, but just the fact that, you know what I mean, everybody around him is trying to generate that same kind of atmosphere, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a brilliant way to keep yourself focused and started, especially when pursuing like your ideal, you know, goals in mind, you know what I'm saying? You stick with, you know, all these different things, and you want to be, you know, gaining momentum as you go through the days, weeks, and months that occur in the year. You know what I mean? Just to like, you know what I mean, kind of keep a mental note, if nothing else, you know what I'm saying, of all your many accomplishments and your goals and objectives that you have reached to get to your goals. You know what I mean? Like all of this stuff equates to like, you know, top-notch, real level, like information and stuff that I feel like a lot of people are really like, you know what I mean, at this point, set to be able to like acquire great, you know what I mean, advice, or even like inspire someone who may not be, you know, too up on that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like for me personally, I'm looking to see if anybody out here is with us today that's still in the cat chat with us. Peasy Weebles, my P Weebles, come see me today. Request to be a part of my live stream as we talk about this conversation. These topics are very much something that I'm just cool with all the time having you guys involved with, because I love getting your point of view. Like I know that, you know, I'm a person who does, you know, music on levels, and I've worked with a lot of different people. So I'm inspired by each and every artist that I've ever worked with. And the inspiration I gain from each of these artists that I work with, no matter how long it's been or how many times I've done it, is just that I see more of these artists, each of them showing me their growth. You know what I mean? And that is like an inspiration in itself, because for me, I sometimes get down on my own work. You know what I mean? Like I've caught myself in a corner space of my mind, talking to myself in my internal space out loud. You know what I mean? Man, dog, that was terrible. What are you doing? Your verse needs work. You know what I'm saying? You need to really put some thought into this if you want this to work. You want the sound to come out right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's because of artists that have constantly, even in my surrounding circles or just myself, I've seen that I've often taken routes, and because I took that route, I feel like, yo, let me give them something else, because now I done slapped that out the way. I don't want to go back at it, right? You know what I'm saying? You never want to do a repeat unless it's something that is equated to the style that represents who you are and what you know what I mean? It's giving you a way to create that unique lane, you know? So, yeah, like, that's really what I was on. Like, I want y'all to really know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is something that we really work on. As far as that, hold on a second. I'm going to go and grab my guy out of here. We got my man, Mr. Brock, from yesterday's episode, Motivation Monday, coming in with us for the Talk About It Tuesday topic of the day. So give me just a moment. We're going to slide him right on in here, but we're going to get it so everybody can hear this conversation. We just don't want to make it, you know. Hey. Banzai buyout. Banzai buyout.
Whoa, what's good, Pete?
What's happening, big dog?
Cool. I'm cool. Getting ready to do a little bit of cooking, man.
Man, I ain't get to eat today because I got home from work a little late. And then I'm going to end up getting home Thursday a little later. But, you know, I had to slap something together before the show, you know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting here eating a half a banana and a fucking wrapped in a slice of wheat bread with some peanut butter wrapped in that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? Some old school shit my grandma taught me, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know?
Man, I was listening in.
I gotta put something in the stomach, you dig me? But yeah, you know, tonight we on a conversation about, you know, inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been through nearing now almost a full year, bro. This is almost the end, bro. We got literally less than 2 days and a few hours until this day is over. Until this month is over, I should say. You know, Friday will be the new start of the last month of the year, bro. Like, I mean, the question of today's topic today is like, yo, what has been your biggest inspiration thus far this year?
Music itself, bro. Being I guess a hip hop head, you know what I'm saying? That's one thing, bro, that's always been constant, you know?
No doubt.
I've lived in many different places, different eras of time. So I'm appreciative that I can actually cope with my illness, bro, through recording, you know what I'm saying? Or writing, you know what I'm saying? Or even open speaking to different people, meeting different people with the common interest in the love and passion for music, bro. I had been going through a strike, man, where I found myself at a point where since September, since my birthday, bro, I hadn't recorded any songs, man. I hadn't really wrote too much. But last night I was able to get 2 projects complete. And that kind of, as I entered the room, you were mentioning going back and doubling up on your vocals and getting them right. Yeah. You know, like not remixing songs, but doing them to their correct.
Revising the verses. So, you know, give them more life. Yeah, I get it.
That's exactly the reason why I'm almost ready for New Wave. Well, I'm ready for it, but I haven't submitted yet. But New Wave Wednesday, Wednesday, tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. I literally saved the songs that I didn't get to post because last week we didn't get to do a New Wave Music Wednesday. We've been having a lot of difficulty on PG Show's Instagram page, and that's primarily how we devise like the individual video clips so that everybody's video is seen coming on the reel for when we post it out for the poll. So people go to the poll to recognize which video they want to vote on. It's honestly a challenge because it becomes one of those things where it's harder when Instagram becomes a liability when it was at first the biggest asset to kind of like getting all that stuff started. But hopefully this time around this week, I've been giving it a chance to kind of breathe. So like I just been posting a lot of the you know, live streams and stuff and maybe a reel here and there just to give y'all guys a heads up on what we doing. But like, you know, it's crazy because like with everything going the way it's going right now, as the way the flow is going from my working schedules and stuff, I've been really having to like stay focused on how I'm moving around and keeping myself in tune with all of that stuff while trying to maintain a certain level of you know, understanding like how I want to keep expanding on myself, you know what I mean? And not just in my personal life, but in the music as well. So like in music for me, like after I released Sunset in the summer, You know what I'm saying? Like that album's release is what came in June. I've been just, you know, pretty much hopping verses and stuff with other artists here and there. Maybe I'll jump on and do a song by myself, you know, maybe one or two pretty decent tracks that I've created. And I have a couple of other tracks, you know what I mean, that I made, you know, with an artist or two that I liked and really got back to me and wanted to connect with me on collaborations. And I just haven't released anything. Honestly, I would say at this point right now, I probably have like at least another album's worth of music that I haven't really released. But there's no real solid base for the album that can be consistent with a theme for your album. You know how a lot of people create albums and, you know, they want to do a theme, you know what I'm saying, with their stuff. So like for me, I'm inspired this year by the 2 albums that I created this year to make my next album a theme that will go throughout the entire stream for the album itself. It's like, you know, I set aside these particular tracks for this album because they fit to the nature of what this album represents or what the theme of the album's title would suggest. You know what I'm saying?
Sure enough.
So yeah, right now it's
But
all about.
Man, I'm upset I haven't heard this album yet, bro, because you one of the very few artists that I actually listen to besides myself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
As far as, you know what I'm saying, like.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like it's a beautiful thing, bro. I love being, you know, just in general, someone who enjoys creating the music and listening to like even the work after it's done, because I do that often too. I find myself playing my music more than I play anybody else's nowadays, and it's kind of excessive because I want, but it's mainly because also the fact that I just want to make sure that whatever I'm producing and releasing to the public to hear, I want them to like it just as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? Like and you know, for every person that comes back like I didn't like how he came with that one, bro. He could I think he could have came harder. I'm looking at that too. Like, ooh, I can see that. I can see what you mean. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could have said something differently or worded it a different way. You know what I mean? Maybe even kind of spiced it up a little bit on the flavor style of how I delivered it. You know what I mean? And it would have came out a little better. But myself personally, I also keep in mind one of my one things that has been just the one thing I keep in the back of my head. As long as you have all your legal work and stuff together for your music, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just fun. You're having fun. The legal work is so that your music doesn't get taken away from the name that represents you for the music that you create. You know what I'm saying? And like,
since you mentioned the legal work, bro, what I'm trying to figure out right now is my BMI. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
How can I register?
Okay, so
my, you know, everything.
So okay, this is what BMI is for. Like, I sent out a YouTube link, right? Go on, if you can, go to YouTube and search how do you register, what to do before you release music. So like, how do I go about releasing music, or any in that reference search engine on the YouTube channel there, and it should pull up a reference about what is the first steps to do before you release music, right? One of the steps you want to do is make sure that you have like BMI, like register the song, right? So like, say for instance, you release this music to distribution networks, like say you have like CD Baby or DistroKid or something like that you really use to release your music, right? Well, with each of those streaming platforms, they will give you a way to collect it, right? They say, oh, you can collect your music here. Well, what they don't tell you is they don't collect all your streams. They don't collect everything you would receive from other streaming networks that maybe your music went to but didn't, you know, they don't see because it's not a part of their partnership with those companies that they're sharing their music to, right?
Exactly.
So here's where places like things like having BMI comes in handy, because with all the information that those distributors like DistroKid and CD Baby give you, they give you actually digital tracking numbers, right? Well, with that, in addition to the registries of the works, once you register that same song or project on BMI, you have to do each individual song that way, right? So as you're doing the, verification through the, releases, you want to make sure you're going behind each song with your BMI registration, copyrights, and go to like places like copyright.com and produce yourself, the copyright registries for each of these projects that you're releasing before they start to collect steam on whatever, you know what I mean? Because as you look at, your numbers, you start to see the increase. And if you pay attention to how these distribution networks pay you, they come every quarter. As you know, in a quarter between then and a year, there's 3 months in between each quarter. So we have 4 quarters in a year if you count the fact that 3 months equals, 1 quarter.
Yeah.
So that's how, streaming networks and, platforms like Spotify and stuff like that, that's how they calibrate your costs or your financial, revenue credits and stuff. For each time your music has been streamed, you get a certain percentage of that money back to you, you know what I'm saying, in your account, right? But what they don't tell you, as I said, with the distribution, they don't pick up all of it. So what places like ASCAP or BMI do is basically help to pick up the other parts of it, right? And then like copyright.com also secures that your lyrics are yours as well. So it's like, you know what I'm saying, as ASCAP for writers' rights and publishing rights are distributed to, you know what I mean, throughout that, portion, you can also, get your stuff registered with the Chamber of Commerce, and all that stuff to make sure that you're collecting revenue streams. Like, say, for instance, if you go out, to perform. So it's like, say, for instance, if you're performing, you need your PR, what is called your PR rights. So that's publisher's rights. Performance rights, I'm sorry, your performance rights. There's songwriter's rights, which is SR, and then there's performance rights, which is PR. So, yeah.
Now, you see, I'm actually grateful of you explaining in such detail, you know what I mean?
My brother, I can honestly tell you right now, based off me having this conversation, this is something that not many people in music are aware of. I just had a conversation, and I'm not going to say whose name it is involved, but I just had a conversation with a person who literally started streaming and realized her music was starting to make noise, but legally the paperwork wasn't done yet. So when the numbers started showing up, that person was unable to collect money at that point. And he had the verified numbers, you know what I'm saying? And like, at the same time, if the paperwork ain't there and it's not documented, don't really help you right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, in that sense, with that artist being, it's not that you don't have this, but the thing is, it's like for each thing, you still get paid for it, but it goes into a holding account until you claim your stuff.
You see, the only reason this is sounding familiar to me, I started a record label. I said, maybe about 7-8 years ago, right? But it was a 50-50 joint partnership. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was getting instructions on what to do, and I was doing it as he was telling me, bro. But I didn't know what I was doing it for. Years later, rest in peace to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
As I try to pick up the pieces and move beyond that, I was having trouble getting into
certain things. Yeah, trust me. It's a lot of that stuff. It's a lot of that stuff right now that I'm gonna give you. I can guarantee you, even as I read through some of that stuff and was just doing a brush up as I was going through some of the list of stuff that I have registered already, I'm making mental note because there's still certain stuff that I didn't fill out correctly. So I have to, you know what I mean, do some maybe some edits on paperwork to like get the documents filed correctly and stuff, like, because certain stuff wasn't pushed through at the same time. And then I looked at, there's still like songs that I didn't finish filing and registering for because I hadn't even gone through the list of the ones that I already have. So it's like I have so much to do on that end, and then just keeping up with stuff. So making sure you know that stuff is in line so that by when you start to make that money for each song that's hitting, like you get like 1 million streams on one joint, they can start motherfucking sending you that $1 million stream check money. You know what I mean? That's coming with your revenue from that. You know what I mean? Because wherever it is played, whether it's played on you know, in your crib, you know, from your record that you bought, or are you playing it, you hearing it at the club somewhere, you know, or on the radio, it's getting paid for, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'm definitely appreciative.
Absolutely. Listen, I've been trying to really sit down with artists because that's part of the reason why I wanted to do this show and base it around it being a artist lounge, because this is the stuff that they ain't talking to artists about who are trying to become artists. If you're out here trying to become an artist, if you've been releasing your music and you're not doing any of the stuff that I'm talking to you about today, you might want to think about that, because I'm going to keep it real with you. You're vulnerable if you ain't.
Speaking of real.
You're very,
you see,
very
I was trying to get ASCAP, man, and they were asking me for a PRO release, right?
Yep. I'm like, cricket, what up?
But I mean, it's because I had BMI prior that I wasn't able to get through an ASCAP. Now, from what I'm understanding.
But the beauty of that is just the fact that you really just need either one. You know what I mean? You could use ASCAP or
BMI, bro. From what I've heard, ASCAP is only the competitor to BMI.
Right.
So
that's literally all it is the competitor. Matter of fact, BMI is actually the competitor to ASCAP because ASCAP started before BMI. ASCAP came before BMI. You know what I'm saying? ASCAP has been around since before me. Shit. Like that's the first thing that's the first name I was given when I, started, signing up and dealing with music, recording music from, with other artists that were producing production music that was listed and, able to be sold for profit under the, guidelines that we all still retain our credits from stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because hell yeah, if we, were to have sold numbers and did numbers on that mixtape that I was on, man, we would have went out. And the whole thing about it is it wasn't just me on the track. It was a bunch of various artists from the area. You know what I mean? So we was on one whole united front for a mixtape that we had clicked up with from, my connect from my cuz, you know what I'm saying? So it's that kind of inspiration there that brought me in. You know what I'm saying? It really is what brought me into the music. You know what I mean? Project.
Going through the route that I was using was what you also mentioned, the Library of Congress or copyright.com, man. That shit was expensive.
Yeah, I bet.
But now that I realize that I can link that with my BMI, right now I'm waiting on a 24-hour period. It takes like a day for your clearance or whatever. So
right.
From there, it's a bunch of songs, man. I'm gonna start loading them up one by one, though. As you were doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And that's really all I've been like, focused on at this point, because as an artist, bro, you got to take time to sit down if you want to do this independent thing, bro, because there's a lot that comes with it. And you have to know what you're doing. You can't be out here playing your shit and putting your shit out there if you're not protecting your shit. You see what I'm saying?
200%.
And I've been saying that to a lot of people as of lately, mainly because of the simple fact. Now is the time for you to start doing it. If you've been releasing like 20, 30 songs a week or some shit on streaming platforms and you ain't covered that part of your fucking money, how the hell you claiming that music? You can't claim that shit. You got to get your name right. You got to get your stuff together. And that includes a lot of other things too, man. I mean, we can sit here and break into this. This is literally just one part. You know what I mean? As an artist, you also have to focus on the fact that your name is very important. You see what I'm saying? That's another thing that labels can utilize to take you out of getting the benefit of your, full value from being an artist that creates music. You see what I'm saying? You came up with that name. You came up with that name. But if you sign a contract with these people, they own your name.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And that's something that you could actually, you know what I mean, make them have to deal with you differently if you have all your legal paperwork. So like trademarking, you know what I'm saying? Making sure you've addressed your name and patented it. Make sure it's trademarked so no one can walk up and just snatch your name up and say that's who they are instead of you being that's who you are. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because there's plenty of situations that possibly start artists that really are underground artists down from that point. And if you think about it, like, for example, me, you know what I'm saying? If I go through my entire career and all I'm saying is that name, I'm running it out there, everybody, and to everybody, and nobody has, you know what I mean? And I haven't done any other trademark work to legally stake that claim, right? For any kind of profit, commercial use, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. If somebody decides to actually do that and buy that, that means that you have to cease all of that stuff. You can't just go around throwing that out there like that. Because legally, they can sue you.
When I had the help, I no longer approve of my old rap name. However, I had moved where all my legal paperwork was going to. So now I'm updated on addresses and everything.
Yeah.
With one of my ENT, you know what I'm saying? That was the label we had started, bro. I was going by Holocaust, and everything was done in a legit fashion. I'm at the point where I'm contemplating taking the cheaper route and just holding on to that label, man. Keep it going, not only for me, but for the sake of my dear friend, you know what I mean? Because, man, he put me on point in so many ways, bro, you know what I mean? In so many ways.
I believe you, bro, because it opens your eyes to all aspects of this thing we call music and the business around it, because these people have we have to understand, as much as we love the music we make, we still have to keep a mental note, if anything, and remember that as an artist, as a person who loves to make this music, we have to know how to protect our music so that we can have our music and continuously being able to claim it, and no one else can take that away from you. You know what I mean? And it's duly noted as far as like legal paperwork that they can register and go with, because you know how these people are. They will make something, they will take something from you and then call it theirs, and then you can't do anything about it.
True. That's kind of like the Cole Grammy nominated Zydeco album that I wrote, bro. You know what I'm saying?
You see what I'm saying?
You know, somebody your whole life, you can write them a song, and a verbal agreement would be solid. Because, you know, You find
No,
them to be a
in this
solid person?
business, oh
Nah.
hell no. Now see, now that I'm gonna be honest with you, I've done a bunch of those. I'm gonna keep it real. Whenever I do a verse with artists, um, like if you don't hear me saying anything about payment, I ain't at this point. That's not part of the situation. That verse could go to you, and you could put it up and say you claimed 100% of it, and I wouldn't say a word. You see what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I did that for you. And I don't even I wouldn't even get upset if you sold it out there and it made $1 million. You know what I mean? But I see you as somebody who hopefully would see that we worked together on that project. We made that happen. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And you come back to me, you know what I'm saying, about it. I don't have to come to you, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that's how
I was real upset,
Hmm?
Peasy, finding out a year later that the album actually was nominated for the Grammy, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
but
saying?
here's the
I
thing
wouldn't
that,
want to go to the Grammys, bro. You know,
yeah,
that's a dream,
to
man.
get
You know?
nominated and
Yeah.
but I see that profit, and I see that being more of a thing that was done for an image, to keep an image, you know what I'm saying? So if they were even addressed, because it almost seemed like they wanted to, you know, stand out and continue to, you know, be the standout that they thought they were nominated for. You
What's wild
know what I
about
mean?
it, bro? You know what I asked for, man? The plaque on the wall, man. I want my plaque, bro. You know?
I feel you, cause like when you look at all of that, that's a huge honor to have made in this you know, in this
Cool.
music thing. You know, where you
Telling, bro.
achieve the charting song that actually gets you nominated. People have really wanted to hear this song and thinks that this song has potential to be one of the best songs heard in the world. So like, or in the music business, so to speak, because you know I don't really think they have an international stage where they, you know, put up the music against all the music around the world. And I, you know, maybe they do. I'm not. I'm probably just talking on my ass, because the
No, but
Grammys.
you speaking the real. You speaking the real.
So like, you know what I'm saying? The Grammys is, you know what I'm saying, like something that I always looked at that really focuses on American music. So like, we ain't talking like, you know what I mean? You know, your basic, you know, international sector where the music that's covered on those scales of winners and nominees is, you know, from millions of universally known, you know what I mean, in this whole global spectrum of artists all over the place, you know what I mean, just undeniably known. Boom, all of these people you hit, you know what I mean, because there are a list of these artists as well, and you know what I'm saying, like they just range from different characteristics all over the country, all over these many countries we exist in, you know, here. So my thing is, on a world stage, that's where I want to see music reach, you know what I'm saying, where we can start seeing awards coming from, you know, Nick Cheklovich from motherfucking Ukraine or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Fucking Ming Nikao from motherfucking you know what I mean,
Thailand or somewhere.
South Japan, you know what I mean? Like for real, like I really want to start to see like a world stage sort of representation of how music is portrayed. Cause like sometimes I sit and I listen to like different mix, like unheard of artists that might pop up on my thread or something, when it comes to just like when I throw random tracks on, you know what I mean? And most of the people I catch in that view are artists that really expand in areas like their country has a certain way that they reflect to, you know, the rhythm of certain songs, like how certain tracks have an inflection that relates to the rhythm of the nature of where it's coming from. And you know, you can feel that vibe, especially when the artists themselves embrace the beat and are familiar with the vibe of the culture that they come from, so that they can express full content, you know what I mean, that they compose on their songs. So like, that's really where the impact hits, you know what I'm saying? And truly inspirational at that time. Do you see like all of the many wonders of these different artists and how they, you know, make their part of the game so spectacular to even be in listening ear of, because thinking about just the fact that we came from an era of time before this that we didn't have the ability to hear, music like this from these different artists from these different countries around the world. You see what I'm saying? So K-pop, we wouldn't have known nothing about this shit had we not have had this ability, you know what I mean, like we do now.
I want to applaud you, bro. And then ask a question,
Sure.
right? The reason for my applauding is because, man, a lot of people that I've collaborated with, or I ain't gonna say a lot because I have few collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
But it led to some type of animosity among us outside of the music. You know what I'm saying? I guess the business was most important to me. You know what I mean? Have you felt similar to that, bro? Like, people that you know in regular society, once you became musically incorporative of one another, or doing songs, should I say, has that ever caused a problem for you to where you no longer connect with that person on this note?
In the beginning, it was like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I can see why, because of my inexperience. I wasn't as passionate as I am about creating music as I was then. You know what I mean? Because back then, music was just, oh, I'm gonna jump on the mic. Oh, they're gonna let me rap. Okay, cool. I'm gonna talk my shit. I'm gonna get on there and talk my shit and act like I'm tough. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot, all that big shit. But as I got older, being the artist, you know what I'm saying, becoming the artist that I am, I lived into like, holy shit. I listened back on all my songs when I had possession of the recordings that I made, like, and I would play them so much that I could really like just sit and, okay, oh,
perfect.
Wow, and it's like picking out every flaw, and then as I hear it mentally, I'm making a note of it. Like I need to be more. I need to see if I can find, or I find a word if I can that fits it. You know what I mean? But being the person I was, not admittingly, I kind of played myself for ignorant, because you know what I mean. Legibly, literature wasn't really the thing. I kind of looked at words and I was very disturbed, because as the words got bigger, they got more complicated to enunciate and even make reference to if you were to write it out, you know what I mean? Because I could look at the paper and be flustered with trying to put the word out or spell the word out. You know what I mean? Often if I had a pen, I would be pissed more because I couldn't erase what I fucked up. So it was more of a personal situation that I had to, get over. And then I guess more or less with the fact that as an artist, man, like if you really take the passion of just being an artist, creating music, you start to develop a emotion around every creation that you make. So it's like, for me, I take a personal relationship to the song. You see what I'm saying? Like almost to the fact that whenever I hear the song, I feel myself entering into the motions that come in that I came into that song.
What I've noticed about my old stuff, bro, compared to now, don't get me wrong, there were good songs in the past that I recorded.
Right.
But I do not feel identical to the lyrics no more, you know what I'm saying? So like to remake them is some type of altercation. I feel to make it suitable, bro.
The Dap Man. Yeah, man.
But yeah, I applaud the fact that we can that we have collaborated, bro.
Like, listen, bro, and personally, I honestly, and this is my feeling about it, bro. I feel like this. All right. I feel like every artist that I've come in contact with, my only wish from them, or for being with them or having known them or getting with them, is just I want them to be the best, and I know they have it because each and every artist that I've heard has that potential. That's why I've worked with them. That's why I've wanted to work with them, because I know it. You know what I mean? I know it. There ain't no question about what they can do because I know what they can do. However, I also am the person that I'm like, bro, I'm like big bro on this shit. I kind of want to just be like, yo, are you doing this? When the last time you made sure this song was, you know what I'm saying? Have you checked on these things? Like, you want to make sure that all of that stuff is locked in, you know what I mean, and protected. Cause like at the end of the day, like that's where it really counts in the long run. And then when you sitting back enjoying the music that you made and not having to worry about, how many times it's being played, where it's being played, who it's played by, and all that stuff, you good. You ain't gotta. You can sit back and enjoy and just keep slacking and stacking and stacking. You get it?
I feel the vibe.
You know, and that's all I've been trying to encourage in my people. Be encouraged. You know what I'm saying? And be encouraged and be able to encourage other people. That's how I look at it. My man came up with the perfect concept when he said be encouraged. Shout out to DIP for giving us that analytic to look at. You know what I mean? My man Dip came through with some real dip tips for you. For real. But yeah, like respectfully, I've just, you know what I mean, understood that, at some point in growing up, you have taken the time at some point to realize just how much you put out in the world. And you know what I'm saying? If it's bad, then you figured out you might want to start to make the change while you still got to change.
Yeah.
If it's not bad and you've been trying to make the good choices and do the right things, then God bless you, man, for real. Like, for real. Because you're the reason why people, you know what I mean, why people will continue to excel in this world and be better people tomorrow, because today, you know what I mean, just gave you the blueprint. You feel me? And that's really what I was on. Like, honestly, like I love all my peoples that, out here, whether you make music or you somebody that know me, because anybody that's interacted with this motherfucker right here, like, I know y'all, man, got good hearts, because most of y'all that have been around me, if you interacted with me, not even in this state of mind and my state of being before that, years before, because I've been out here for years running around in the streets. I just hit the live streams once live streaming actually became a thing. And it was like too dull to give a fuck about most of the live streamers and shit. So I was just like, yo, I'm gonna jump on here and get my shit together for the show. So,
Speaking openly with truth, bro, the quality of your sound lyrically and just the swagger, bro, I can honestly say that it's noticeable how much time and effort that you spent to master this, bro.
Right. I'm gonna lie, bro. Mentally, something I have thought of all the time. I keep it in my head because I have to. Much like everything else I think about, I have to keep in my head every day. But like, that's me every day. I have to think about that stuff as I go through everything every day, down to lyrics. I have to keep consistent logs, mental logs of each song, verse, chorus, maybe, bridges. You know what I mean? Because other than that, I don't really have the mental structure to write nothing down. I don't have the ability to read Braille because my hands are numb. My hands are practically like almost numb as fuck. So like I can grab shit, pick shit up, touch shit all day. But some of this stuff I ain't feeling real. So because of my health condition being what it is, like, I make sure I try to be precise about everything I'm doing.
Timing. I've learned timing when it comes, because I'm engineering now and I'm producing. I'm learning metronomes and little different things that'll get your sound quality. You know what I'm saying? Get my sound quality at a better sound to the listening ear. And it's a fun process, man. You know what I'm saying?
It really is. It is very tedious. It's one thing. If it ain't one thing, it's very tedious. I'm definitely not gonna lie to you there, and that's because that particular situation which you just engaged in is the actual part of it that makes the music so special, because the engineers, the producers that sit down with your music, right? And then, you know what I mean, the ones that are really tweaking on your mix and working your vocals out to make sure that the sound quality of your vocals is so well blended, not just in the, clarity of sound from the, each vocal that comes out of your mouth, so that, oh yeah, you can hear what he said, each note and each phrase or each metaphor that was spit is clear and crisp, you know what I'm saying? But that it blends so well to the beat that, you know what I'm saying, the sound is almost harmonic, like the vocals were just meant for that beat particularly.
Perfect balance.
Straight balance, like perfect balance almost. So that's really what I was looking at, and that's for me personally, like every time I go through like one of those processes with my homeboys, because like going into like the band that I'm in, where they just drop beats in the band and I record songs, or I'll make a song with one of the artists that's producing, that's already under a produced song. So like I've, understood the basis of each song. I took the time to collect the notes of, the primary conversation going on in the actual overall song itself, the project. I look for those key things because honestly and truthfully, I feel like that's the one thing that each and every artist should focus on whenever they come into a project. Unless you're creating your own project and you're looking into, just kind of like getting a feel for what this project could be for yourself, and you don't want to title it right away, but you want to kind of play on a verse, just see how it feels, and maybe come up with a theme as you go along in your verse. That's different. But if you've already started a song and you have an artist who's come into the verse to begin the song and it's actually got a theme there, stick with the theme. You know what I'm saying? And try to captivate a different angle of that theme from your perspective, so that it gives you that diversity, not only in the song, but throughout your deliverance and the cadence to the lyrics of this, that you're putting out there, so that you tell people, you get it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, in your little way. But like for me, like that's the whole cat and mouse game that I love to play with music. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. I ain't gonna lie. So when I get on tracks, like I literally feel out the tracks like that. And sometimes it happens in seconds and minutes and shit. Other times it takes me a minute to kind of feel the beat out. I'll sit on a beat for months before I actually put some verses to it. And that's because I really just want to feel the track. Keep constantly going back to the instrumental. I'll keep going back to the instrumental and hear it out. A year might go by before I actually record something. You see what I'm talking about? And it's mainly because like that particular that particular beat, I just really had some specifics I wanted to say to it, but I couldn't really captivate it in the first impact from hearing it. So I gotta sit on it. You know what I mean? But yeah, like, you know, for those of y'all that's probably just sitting here listening to us just yammering on this whole damn time, anybody that's in the live stream right now, y'all know the topic of the day is, what is your biggest inspiration thus far this year? If you want to tap in with us, man, y'all know what to do. There's comments posted over there for my Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch people. If you want to get in, click the link that's pinned in. You know what it is. And all my folks over here on IG with less than 5 minutes to speak, you can still holler at me. I'm gonna take a couple drags off the cigarette before we go.
I'm finna tap out, homie. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna send you the song for review tomorrow. You know what I mean?
All right, now.
I appreciate the feedback on it, bro.
Come on. Yeah, bro. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. Come with it, man. Like, I'm really gonna try to get up and get with it, because Wednesday is gonna be like my only day off this week. I think I might actually be working.
That's if you can get to it, man. I mean, you got a schedule too, but I mean,
yeah,
if it's whenever.
I think I'm gonna be working the rest of this week, but I'm gonna find out probably Wednesday, Thursday morning at the latest. Yeah. So
even if it's next week, it'll be your email.
Most definitely. Oh yeah, we gonna definitely get that New Wave Music Wednesday. And y'all know what it is for that. But like I said, for everybody else that's just joining, the topic of the day is, what's your biggest inspiration this year thus far? And my man Brock has come through to give everybody his perspective of it. And also, we've talked about a lot of other things as well along the lines of music, and we've kind of given off a musical theme inspiration of our own. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that's just it. Yeah, you know your boy the Blind MC does. I can't even lie to you.
Safe journey, bro. Peace, blessings, and prosperity. I'm out.
You too, my brother. You have yourself a good rest of the night, man, and I'll check in with you tomorrow for New Wave Music Wednesday, my boy. You know what we do. Yes. But like I said, y'all, you know, I'm with y'all throughout this ride. So at this time, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate all of you guys coming in and being a part of what we do here. And if there's anybody else that wants to join right now, while we still have a little bit of time left, I'm willing to take the time to sit down and sit and grind with you. You know, because we live here to talk to you. And being live, talking to my man, we've taken up so much time just to give y'all this flavor of talk that we have been giving y'all this time tonight. Because I'm just saying, it is an inspiration to us, you know. And just me, or you know, every artist, you know, should be more geared to having this knowledge harnessed in their guardian shields that they guard on their, and that they gird on their chest, so to speak, their shields of armor, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Because every, you know, sword is nothing without a shield to protect the person wielding it. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, you're a warrior in the music. You know what I mean? You kill the music as an artist, and you be inspired by that every day. You know what I mean? To keep doing big things and do better all the time. So like, when you realize that and you become that artist that hears your music like that, and each song you create is going to come out like that. It's one better than the next. You know what I'm saying? So that is the image you want to create. And as you create, you want to continue to do your contention to respectfully making sure each of these songs is protected. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, because they're yours, you know what I mean? For that matter, you know what I mean? Because you're making stuff. So, you know, but yeah, like I said, tonight's episode was mainly about inspiration. I wanted to hopefully give you guys a little bit of it today. And like I said, I really, really hope you guys took time to, you know, analyze today's episode, and you got a grip of enjoyment through it. Because like, I mean, like, this is what we love doing here. This is what I love putting you on to. And as y'all know, we keep it going all week long. And New Wave Music Wednesday is up next, people. So like I said, if y'all are in here and y'all want to come through here tomorrow night, we got you. You know what we do every Monday Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. It's your boy, the Blind MC, and this is what we do for you people, my P-Weebles. You feel me? But much love to you and yours, you know what I'm saying, and everybody that tuned in with us. Don't forget, if you are tuning in on the recap, to respectfully check it out. Check us out. Go show us some love. Share it to your peoples. You can find us, like I said, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and IG. You feel me? So, yeah, man, like, we got it going for you, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just vibing with you until the time runs, you know what I mean? If we ain't got nothing else to speak about on this day other than that, you know, I'm grateful to have had this time with my peoples, you know what I'm saying? Because this was like something I feel like is very, very important. It's key to the understanding of like how we get out here in the music. So, love you guys, man. I appreciate y'all for being a part of here. What we do, man. We got to get up out of here, man. So we'll catch y'all tomorrow for New Wave Music Wednesday, man. See us tomorrow for Peasy Show later. Protect the recap. Shit, don't do that to me. Man. Love you guys.